to Feed a Loon. I'm Chris.
And I'm Wesley.
My old school loon.
That's right.
You are
I'm a little old school.
Well, I like to refer to you as classic.
That's perfect.
You never get old. Oh, we're getting so much. Okay, so today we are going back in time a little bit.
Yeah.
We are making a classic dish, but of course we're going to modernize a little bit and make it just over the top delicious.
So great. It's so great.
It is. Let's tell them. We're doing
the best tuna casserole. I love it.
I know.
I love that we're like floating back to the 70s and the 60s.
We are,
right?
the 50s. I mean, this was so popular. So all of our young viewers have probably never maybe had tuna casserole, but man, are you going to want to have it when you see this.
And we jack it up a little bit.
We do. Did you know that you can tune a piano, but you can't tune a fish? Okay, let's get started. So now what we're going to do is we're going to build a bunch of flavors here. So we've gotten already started. This is not super intensive labor oriented, but you want to do a little bit of prep, and you can do a lot of this ahead of time. So first of all, we're going to saute some mushrooms.
Yes.
So
wait, can I show them really quick what this looks like?
Yeah,
here?
Let's tell them how we're going to do it. So there's a couple of ways you can do this. We love, if you haven't noticed, cooking in our cast iron skillet. This is a 12-inch cast iron skillet, and so you do your sautéing, you do all of your preparation in this one pot.
That's perfect.
And then it goes in the oven.
Yeah.
You don't have to do that if you don't have a cast iron skillet, or you can do this with a couple of different skillets,
and then put it in a casserole dish.
Transfer it into a 9x13. That's very common, and that's great. But we love doing this. So, okay, so what I did was I started off and I melted 2 tablespoons of unsalted butter over medium heat. Let that melt, and then I added in 1 cup of just finely chopped onion. You're going to stir those around so they get nice and soft and translucent. And then we're going to add our mushrooms. We've got 8 ounces of just good old white button mushrooms.
You just slice them thinly?
That I just sliced them, and then you're going to toss those in. And then this is now when we're really going to start amping up these flavors. Every step of the way, we're adding flavor. We're going to add, I've got them combined in one little bowl, but it's 2 teaspoons of Worcestershire sauce and 2 teaspoons of soy sauce.
Oh, yes. Soy and Worcestershire, the best. Those 2 together are actually really good.
Fabulous. And then we add a tablespoon of fresh thyme that's been chopped. If you don't want to go with fresh, you could use a teaspoon of dried, but we love fresh.
And that's when it just starts smelling
so good. And then we add some salt, like a healthy pinch of salt and a healthy pinch of pepper.
Got it.
And then you just continue to saute, stir that all up, and those mushrooms are going to get nice and soft, and then they're going to start to release some liquid, and then they're going to absorb it back, and it's going to be, when they get nice and almost kind of brown, that's when they're ready.
Right.
But we're not done, because we're going to continue making those mushrooms even more delicious.
So good. Now you're going to deglaze a little bit?
We are going to deglaze, but what we're going to do is we're going to add a 1/4 cup of white wine.
I
told you we're kicking these things up a little bit. Okay, so all we do there is after we add that, it smells so good, and then you just let that wine that liquid evaporate, and that takes just like a couple of minutes.
And then the house just starts to smell.
It does, and then you have to try and keep if your loon that you have at home from coming in and eating all the mushrooms. So then what we do, because we want to keep cooking in this pot or this pan or this skillet, we're going to scoop those mushrooms out of there, get them out of there. If a little bit stays behind, that's okay. It's all going to the same place. So now we are going to make, basically, it's the equivalent to that, gloopy kind of stuff that you get in the cans.
A cream of mushroom soup?
Yes. Condensed cream of mushroom soup.
Yes.
So we're foregoing the canned stuff.
Which is, you can use it, it's
you
fine.
Can, but
I used it when I was in home economics.
But you weren't in How to Feed a Loon at that point. So we're showing you how to elevate things a little bit, okay?
Yes.
So we're going to make our own, and it's really not difficult. So what we've done is we've melted 3 tablespoons of unsalted butter, get that nice and melted, and then we're going to make a roux. We're going to add a 1/4 cup of just all-purpose flour. Stir that around, and it should resemble wet sand. If sometimes your measurements may be a little off. If it feels too dry, you can add a little more butter. It should look like wet sand, really wet sand. Okay, so you cook that until it starts to get what they call like a blonde roux. You don't want it to be too dark because we're not going Cajun here.
Yeah, right.
And,
we're not doing some etouffee.
Not today, but soon. And then, let that go for about a minute. You just want that flour flavor to cook out. It's raw flour, so you want that to cook out. Then we're going to build the cream sauce. So we're going to add 1.5 cups of whole milk. And then we're going to whisk that in. Just make sure you whisk it because it's going to
keep it moving.
Feel like it's kind of clumping up, but that's normal. And then we're going to add a cup and a half of. I love using chicken stock. You could use vegetable broth if you want to. Beef would be okay, but for here we're going with chicken. I guess you could do seafood since this is tuna salad. But anyway, so then what you're going to do is just continue to cook that for about anywhere from 5 to 8 minutes, and
until you get to that consistency.
It's going to make this beautiful,
so
creamy sauce.
So creamy.
It's very creamy. So now, look, isn't that just beautiful?
Yeah,
so now
that's like condensed cream of mushroom soup.
Well, now it really is. So look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Don't you just want to eat it? This really is right here.
Give me some crackers.
I know. This right here, if you salt and pepper it up, it's like cream of mushroom soup. It really is.
Gosh.
And so that's awesome. That is fantastic. So now comes the tuna part. Now you could, and I have done this many times. I've done this with chicken. I a lot of times will just get a rotisserie chicken.
Good with chicken too, yeah.
A rotisserie chicken from the supermarket, and just put that chicken in there.
Now, why do you have 2 colors of tuna there?
Okay, well, so now this is kind of a funny little thing. It's perfectly normal. So I literally, folks, we're like, what should we make today? Let's do tuna casserole.
Yes.
So I went to my pantry and I grabbed 2 cans of tuna. I had.
So they're different brands.
They're different. They're different brands, but they're both quality brands. And tuna are just like people. They're different. We're kind of not all made exactly the same. And so one was a little lighter in color, and one was a little darker.
Tuna's just like people.
Yeah, they are. So anyway,
great.
so then
was it 2 16-ounce cans?
It was 2 12-ounce cans. So it's 12 ounce. Okay. And I did them with water. You can do them with oil, but I prefer them with water.
Yeah, I think too much with oil would. You drain them, but
you do drain them, and it's fine. Yeah. And then you just use a fork to kind of just flake it in there like this. Okay.
So good.
So now, we are.
It smells so good.
I know, it's ridiculous.
Here,
okay.
Can I
yes, please. So now I'm going to go ahead and turn this off.
Look what we have.
I've got 12 ounces of extra wide egg noodles. I love extra wide. I love things extra wide. I don't know why.
Don't look at me.
I'm not. I'm thinking about I'm thinking of our Winnebago. Okay, so now this is going to take a little bit of stirring, and you may be thinking, how's he going to fit that all in there? And I actually, when I first did that, I was thinking the exact same thing. But it really does fit. You just kind of have to continue stirring. Okay, and now because we just can't leave good enough alone, we're going to add the juice of 1 lemon.
It's
great. The best.
It really is.
And then we're going to let's go ahead and do this. Let's do a teaspoon. This can handle a decent amount of salt because, as you can see, it's a nice sized casserole.
Yeah.
So that's a teaspoon, and then we're going to do about a half a teaspoon of freshly ground pepper.
Wow, and you are flinging.
I know, it's because I'm excited.
Down,
and now we're going to do a cup of grated cheese, and then, because I just can't help myself,
Lord.
I love going with some peas, just some sweet peas. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that beautiful, sweet pea? Okay, so now I'm going to stir this. So it's going to
clean up your
take
mess.
me a couple minutes to. Well, why didn't you talk about the breadcrumbs?
Oh yeah. So look at these great. They're really fine, Chris. You did a good job.
Well, thank you.
So you like to use sourdough. So we use like a half a loaf of sourdough.
You can use just any kind of Italian loaf, white bread, but I think sourdough works really well for this.
And then we just cut off the crust. I don't know why he likes to cut off the crust. I like the crust, but he likes to cut off the crust.
I told you, I like things being uniform, but you can leave the crust on if you want.
And then you just put them into your food processor and give them a real good pulse or two, and you get this nice kind of rough sand look to it. And we're gonna
rough sand. Right. Now, hopefully, you're not. You get so technical with your terminology.
Yes, a rough sand look. Yeah. Like this is like a Sanibel Island, Florida sand.
Okay, all right. Okay.
Now we've melted some butter. What is 2 teaspoons of butter?
Yes.
And then we're just gonna throw that in there.
No, that's 2 tablespoons of unsalted butter.
Sorry about that. And then we're gonna mix it together.
And do a healthy pinch of salt.
Yep. I asked you that earlier, and you said no.
You asked about pepper.
Oh, okay.
Oh, gosh. You guys, we love each other. You know that. Okay, and while he's doing that, because we are making the casserole, we had to make this incredible to call it the best.
The best.
Because it is the best. But we are now going to top this now with another cup of shredded cheddar. I've got I had this in the refrigerator. It's a mix of cheddar and Monterey Jack, whatever you've got.
I think that the only fish that is acceptable to use cheese is tuna.
Yes. There are some exceptions. Sometimes you can do like that's what he's talking about. You'll hear some fancy pants chefs say, oh, you never combine cheese with seafood. And that's usually probably a pretty good rule to follow. But there are some exceptions, like, you can do a shrimp Parmesan, which is really good.
Really?
Yes. And you can do there's like a seafood Alfredo that has cheese in it. But anyway, okay. So now it's time to bake this. So we've got our oven preheated to, what did we say, 375 degrees
Just
Fahrenheit.
look at it.
Okay, right. And then we're gonna bake this. It's gonna get golden bubbly, and these breadcrumbs that are uniformly chopped are gonna get nice and just gorgeous. And then it's time to eat.
Good. Yay!
Okay. Oh, it just smells classically delicious. It's so good. All right. Drum roll, please.
I don't know how to do that.
Oh, well, okay. It's your stomach growling. Wow.
Yes.
That is impressive.
Oh, look at...
Friends. Yeah. That ain't your mama's tuna casserole.
That is a little bubbly.
It is bubbly. So, of course, normally you'd want this to rest for a little bit, but we don't really care about the Loon that much, so we're going to go and let him dig into this with it.
Oh, my stars.
Now, I, of course, like to finish it off with a little, you don't have to do this, but with a little chopped parsley.
I love it.
Give it a little flavor, a little beautiful garnish. Now, this is going to serve a nice family of 6 or 7. No, so you could. I was going to say you could easily cut this recipe in half, and it's no problem at all. But this also makes really great leftovers. All right, Loon, we ready for this?
I am. Yes, I've been ready for the last hour.
Look at the gooiness.
Oh yeah.
I'm telling you, this is. You make this, and your family. If they're not tuna lovers.
They will be.
They probably will be after this, but like I said, it's really good with chicken too. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
This is not your tuna helper that's pulled out of the... Although I do love...
I know, not that we have anything
you know
against
what?
that.
You know what? If it's a cold night and all I got is hamburger helper or tuna helper in there, I'm making it. Look, all right, look at how gorgeous that is, you guys.
That is... And it's so chock full of goodness that, you really don't... You could serve it with some biscuits or something. And,
look at that. And those breadcrumbs, look at that.
And it's so comfort. All right.
Oh, wow. Okay. Wait. Oh, it's crunchy.
It's crunchy on top. Yeah, those breadcrumbs, those uniformly chopped breadcrumbs without crusts. The smell. Oh my gosh. Is it comfort in a plate? It's quintessential comfort food. There needs to be more tuna casserole in the world.
I just want to go.
You got cheese.
Oh,
I know,
wow. That is so delicious. That totally, there's something about, there's a certain types of foods that just send you back to your childhood. This sends me back to my childhood.
It's nostalgic.
It's
I know.
So great. And it's so easy to make. it is easy, but you amped it up a little bit.
Yeah.
I just love that. The tuna, the cheese, the breadcrumbs.
It all goes together.
Homemade cream of mushroom.
Cream of mushroom soup.
I love this. This is 100% Loon approved.
Yes!
Totally.
I just need to get to eat.
I know.
I love it. I love it.
Starving.
I know. Like, could you just get to the point? Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm so excited. And the peas. We can't forget about the peas.
Oh yeah, the peas.
It really is. Oh.
And fresh out of the oven. Oh, y'all.
It's comfort. We do a lot of comfort food. You know that.
This is so good, you guys.
This is right up there with the best.
Yes. You can get this recipe on howtofeedaloon.com.
Oh,
many more.
And many more. And go to our social media, like us, share us, do all of that stuff. We say this every time, but we mean it. We love you so much.
Yes. And if you don't like tuna, sorry, put some chicken in here.
We've said that numerous times, but we can't say it enough. Yes.
Okay.
But anyway, love each other. Know that we love you, and make tuna casserole, and just be so comforted. And
yes,
I'm happy.
I'm happy too. I'm so happy. You're so happy.
Hey, everybody.
Hi, guys. nice. Now, if you want to be a part of the Loon fun, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. And don't forget to hit that little bell icon so you won't miss a single recipe.
That's right. Oh, and speaking of recipes, if you want another amazing recipe like this, then just click right here.
Yeah, click.
Click.
Subscribe.
It's so much fun.